This is Sports Matters with Jerry Coughlan.
It's so retro.
We cover all the biggest sports on the planet. MMA, boxing, snooker, football, darts, you name it, and we cover it. Check out all the latest interviews with Jerry and the Stars weekly on Sports Matters.
Bill Goldberg, how's things, my friend?
Things are wonderful. Things are absolutely wonderful on this side of the country. And you, my friend?
They're not too bad. As you probably know, I spoke to you a few days back about Ireland progressing in the Euro Championship. So celebrations have been crazy football-wise for us at the moment.
My God, how long has it been since you've advanced like that?
It's been a while. I think the last success we had might have been back in 2002 in the World Cup. But unfortunately, we haven't been doing so well the last couple of years. So it's great. The streets are simply packed with Irish people. And we do get votes as, you know, the greatest supporters in the world at the moment. So I think things are pretty looking up for us.
Yeah, one thing's for sure is that, I don't know a lot about the people in Ireland and about tradition over there. But what I do know is that you have some of the best and most passionate fans in the entire world. And though I am not the biggest soccer fan by any stretch, because of my size, I think that it had a lot to do with me not playing soccer as a kid. But I can greatly appreciate the passion that you display over there for your team, your country, and it's a sight to behold. I mean, even though it's something that I don't sit and tune into, just to watch the fever of the fans makes it very entertaining.
It does indeed, and no doubt if you can, have you been to Ireland yourself? That's one thing I've always wanted to know. Have you ever visited this country, or is it something you must do?
No, it's something I absolutely must do. It's on my bucket list. It's something that will be done in the next couple of years, hopefully, and it's just one of those things that I haven't been able to attain yet in my short life, and it's on the list.
It's good to hear. We will look after you once you come. As soon as you come, make sure you visit Cork, Dublin, and I promise you the Irish people will look after you. There's no doubt about that.
Well, I greatly appreciate that, and I very much look forward to it. Like I said, it's one of the places that I haven't been, and that my life will not go on much longer without me making a visit to Ireland.
That's great to hear. And speaking of football, of course, in America, football for us in Ireland is called soccer in America, but you had a really promising football career. Of course, NFL and stuff. Like I think you signed a good contract with the LA Rams, and that's where you pretty much started. And then, of course, you done some stuff with Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers. Tell us, what got you involved in football first day? Was it your size, your natural build?
Well, I mean, imagine the enthusiasm, imagine the lineage, imagine the tradition of soccer in Ireland.
Okay.
That's the way my family grew up in the States with American football. We live it, we breathe it, and it's a very obsessive passion of mine. I have two older brothers who played major college football, and the only thing I ever wanted to do as a kid was play in the NFL. That was my dream. That was my goal, and whatever it took for me to attain that goal is what I did. I've never been so focused in my entire life on one thing as it was playing football. And the fortunate thing is that it always stayed a game for me. It was always, anytime I put the pads on, put that helmet on, and snapped up my chin strap, I mean, I had fun. So whether it be, playing high school football or, at the University of Georgia or playing for the Atlanta Falcons or playing, Joey Battle in the longest yard. Anytime I get to put a football helmet on, it's a happy day for Goldberg.
It is indeed. And that's a great film, I must say. I really enjoyed your role in The Longest Yard. Like, you've done a couple of movies. Of course, one of the first big ones we've seen you in was Universal Soldier, The Return with Mr. Jean Claude Van Damme. What was it like to be on set for that? And what way was Jean Claude in real life? Is he a good guy?
Yeah, Jean Claude was all right for sure. It was an honor for me to be involved with such a project at that time in my career. It was something that I never aspired doing, getting into the movie business. It was a huge honor for my first, co-starring role to be opposite Jean Claude Van Damme. He was a lot shorter than I thought he would be, but he was a good guy, and it was. I'll never forget, telling him to lay punches and lay kicks in on me, so that I could sell it properly. And the look on his face was priceless. But he told me that there was a thing called stuntmen where you didn't have to do that. But it was an honor to be able to get that opportunity.
Good stuff. And I've always, even Longest Yard, I've always found, a great interest in you in movies because, you've always played great roles. But, is this something I'm going to see in the future? Like, I have no doubt that there's plenty of offers there for you to co-star and star in films. I think you'd play a great villain in a James Bond film, but do you reckon that's something that you'll keep doing?
I've got a movie coming out early September, probably. I think it's September 9th, and it's called Checkpoint. And immediately after the release of that movie, I'll be on set filming another series of movies. The first one's called Bauer Retribution, and so it's a new venture for me. I mean, the studio has kind of put it on my back. I'm the lead role in this movie, and my best friend is second unit directing and stunts and special effects, and I'm co-executive producing, and it's a different role for me. I mean, not only am I starring, but I'm co-producing. So it's a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. It's a subject, both the Checkpoint movie coming out in September and the movie that we're filming in late September. Both have the idea that's unfortunately we have to deal with in the world right now, which is terrorism. Yeah. And, the first one deals with homegrown terrorism. And, unfortunately on American soil, we just had a little taste of that. And it's, if you ask me, it's not going anywhere. So we need to make people aware. We need to make people, on their toes. The reality is it could be the guy living right next to you.
I agree. We look forward to the future projects, and as I said, you always play a great part in the movies, and we hope in the future, like if the James Bond producers are listening, you'll be the perfect villain, I think. So
I appreciate that very much. I think so. I'd like to. I'd very much be a bad guy. I've never done it, and I'd love to do it.
Excellent. And if we just have to bring it up because you've had a glamorous wrestling career, and we have wrestling fans out there, but. You never really were interested in wrestling. It was something, I believe, where when you got injured in your NFL career, you were spotted in the gym by, former wrestlers Lex Luger and Sting. Is this something that, did you ever have an interest in wrestling before when you were younger, or is it just something that just came about, so fast?
Well, it's this is a subject of contention for a lot of people that have called themselves Goldberg fans throughout the years. They've been, pardon my French, but pissed off at me because I'm not a lifelong wrestling fan, and I never aspired to become a wrestler. The fact is that my life was 100% taken up with the idea that I was going to play professional football. So therefore, wrestling was never an option. It wasn't a dream of mine. It wasn't even. Like I said, it was never even an option. Doesn't mean that I don't appreciate it. It doesn't mean that I don't enjoy it. It just means that I didn't grow up aspiring to be a wrestler. So all my concentration was put forth towards playing professional football.
NFL,
I got lucky enough. I attained that goal, and then when I got hurt, my accountant picks up the phone one day and says, "You know what? You might want to get off your butt and go earn a living." And when you're posed with that type of statement, and your lifelong dream has been taken away from you, then you have to figure out the smartest path for the rest of your life. And I'd worked on my body for the past 30 years, and I had a lot of friends who were in the business, and so why not give it a shot?
Of course, and it worked really well for you because you went on to massive success. of course, like you had one of the, the longest unbeaten streaks, and of course you went to work with a couple of organizations, but like there's a guy called Wayne, he's a massive fan. He wanted to know, you probably have a couple, but what was your favorite match, in your glorious career?
Yeah, there were a couple of favorite matches. I mean, my match with Raven for the U.S. for the United States Championship was an awesome match. I got to kill all of the people in his block, which was a lot of fun for me. I think the Dallas Page match was arguably my best technical match. 99% of 99% of it attributed to Dallas Page and his ability to carry me through the match.
Yeah.
But truth be told, my favorite match was at the Georgia Dome when I beat Hogan. It wasn't because there were 44,000 people in the stands. It was because all the guys that I admired my entire life playing professional football, all the Atlanta Falcons, at the end of the night came out and saved me. And it was an honor and a privilege to be able to lay in the ring and watch the guys that I looked up to as idols for that 1 second want to do nothing but be in my shoes.
Yeah.
So for me, it was kind of poetic justice at its finest.
That's awesome. And just one more quick fan question. Joey says, do you still keep in touch with any of the guys, from back in the day when it comes to wrestlers?
Yeah, no question. I mean, I think it's public knowledge that I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of those guys, but,
of course.
Steve Austin hung out at the house last week, spent the night, and came down and we did a couple podcasts. And, I talk to Brock every once in a while, and Ernest the Cat Miller, and, honestly, beyond that, that's pretty much it. I probably have the same amount of friends in that business as I did when I was there.
Well, that's probably best to have it that way, nice and tidy,
Yes,
nice and tidy. And of course, we've seen recently a big ad all over the TVs here in Ireland. 2K17. Basically, it's a massive game for the PlayStation, Xbox, where all your favorite wrestlers are in that one game. And of course, you were in the trailer. You're the main man. You're going to be a figure in that. What was it like to get back involved with the WWE for 2K17? The trailer was awesome, by the way. You look awesome. You still have that physique.
It was surreal, it really was. I mean, it's been, 12 years removed since I've been there and done anything with them and been around anybody at the WWE, and it's just a weird relationship, but, it was an honor. I'm honored and privileged to be chosen by 2K and be run through the mill, for WWE to okay it, and, I'm, as we speak, driving my son and his buddy to camp. And I would be remiss in telling you that 99.9% of the reason of me doing that video game is because of my little boy sitting in the back seat.
Oh, good stuff.
It's kind of like reliving a little bit of what Daddy used to do.
Excellent.
It's really cool for me to happen to see that.
We can't wait for that. And of course, last of all, I've just got to say, I know you're a big MMA fan. You've done commentary in the past. May I say, excellent commentary. And I'd love to see you involved with UFC someday or some, big organization. But, of course, Brock Lesnar is fighting quite soon against Mayor Hunt. And, of course, being an Irishman, I'm a big Conor McGregor fan. Would you keep an eye still on all the MMA stuff? Would you, is it something you check regularly, or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I co-own a Muay Thai gym here in Oceanside, California for the past 15 years. Something that I'm a big fan of. I owned the largest MMA gym in the country back in the late 90s, and all the guys used to train at my club. And, I've got a special relationship with a lot of the guys who put the UFC on the map. And for me, that's something you can never take away from me, whether it's the Gracies or the Don Frys, the Shamrocks, or the Vanderlei Silvas, the Sakurabas, or Sam Grecos, or you can name them, name after name after name. For me to be friends with those guys who put this wonderful sport on the map is truly an honor. So I greatly appreciate, since I train and since I know all the guys who pretty much put it on the map, I know what they go through. And I know how difficult it is, and I know how fleeting success can be when you're a fighter. So I greatly appreciate the hard work they put in, the the mind, body, and soul training that they have to go through, and it's a very tough business. And I'm greatly appreciative of what they do, and I'll be watching Dynamite tonight, on Spike. So.
Absolute honour. But listen, we really, really appreciate taking the time to speak to us here in Ireland. It's an absolute honour. It might be an exclusive because, over the years we haven't really heard much live interviews with yourself. But look, we really appreciate it. So thank you.
My friend, I greatly appreciate it too, and it's been long overdue. And I seriously cannot, the ultimate babyface move. But I can't thank the Irish fans enough for their passion, whether it's soccer, whether it's MMA, whether it's wrestling. They display something that is pretty much gone from today's society, which is pure joy. And that unbridled joy that they express at these games is a sight to behold. So I revel in the fact that I can sit and watch them perform. So I greatly appreciate the passion that they bring to sports. And one of these days soon, hopefully Goldberg will be stepping foot on Irish soil, and it'll be the best day of my life.
Well, I promise you, as soon as you do that, we will look after you. And that's a promise to a promise that as soon as Bill Goldberg, and you bring the family over, and I promise you, you won't regret it.
You got it, my friend. I will definitely do that. My wife would kill me if I didn't bring her over there to ride some beautiful horses. So,
and make sure,
you guys,
as you probably know, there's nice Guinness and Murphy's and alcohol over here as well, so I'm sure you might have to try one or two of those. Bring Steve Austin with you as well. He'll be a good man for a beer.
You got it, but I'll have to drink him under the table. So you guys be good, be well, and thank you very much for the time. And fans, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it.